This is Infotainment. Ugamba sasi kulira joncho umaziwa kuti ngani za msanguruso zabwera tikuze ni kuti kunali chani ngani za msanguruso komanso kokhalizo chani ngani za msanguruso. And my name is Sam Banda Jr. In this edition we talk to jazz maestro Erik Paliani, who tells us more about a project that they are working on known as Caravan of Hope, and it is all about using art for healing. We also speak to, on the same, we speak to Ngoni, who is part of the project, and they've been doing a number of performances in camps as well, to show the power of art in terms of healing. We've got lots more to tell you on that, and we also talk about the Zomba City Festival, which took place last weekend in 8 stages in Zomba. A number of artists performed in there. We've got lots more to tell you on that. And we also talk about veteran musician Patrick Simakweli coming out with his book where he looks at the music industry, where it started and where we are now. And it's been a journey where he has researched and talked to a number of people in order to come up with this book. Of course, he has struggled. That's what he's saying. He struggled to make sure that the book is out. And all you can do is stay right there as I bring you more in Infotainment, a basket full of arts and entertainment. That's the sound of the Sansi, as I say. That's the Sasi, a powerful instrument, a traditional instrument, and we talk to it. And for those who speak English, this is the thump piano. As I said, my name is Sam Banda Jr. Now beginning Infotainment in this edition, Zomba City Festival took place last weekend in Zomba in 8 stages, bringing together a number of artistic performances, from music to poetry to visual art to different other artistic forms. Our very own reporter from Zomba, Jason Malawa, followed through the Zomba City Festival, which started on a Friday and ended on a Monday, and brings us some highlights, as well as talking to some of the personnel, especially the organizers of the Zomba City Festival. Let's see what happened.
I like the depth, but I do not like the tone with which you want me to ask for help. So I'm sinking by myself, my pride on the top shelf, trying not to see my weakness as a reflection of myself.
My name is Sharon Kadangwe. I am the media spokesperson for Zomba City Festival 2023, and we are so excited. Thank you for everyone who has come through this weekend to have fun with us in Zomba at Pagajere, the Mixed, Chalice Vine, the Heritage Center, and Botanic Gardens, and also Gymkhana Grounds. So starting on Friday, we had a parade going to Pagajere. We had DJs playing their music. There was also a party at the Mix, at Vogue Africana, and Chalice Vine. And on Saturday, we had a very exciting program. In the morning, we had poetry at the Heritage Center, featuring poets from all over Malawi. And in the afternoon, there was a 100% live show at Domino's, where there was also musical artists performing. Female lineup, actually, so it was great seeing all the wonderful people enjoying and having electric performances as well, and the crowd just loved it. And in the evening, there was a neon party at Vogue Africana. People partied all night, so that was amazing. Sunday morning, we were at Heritage Center again for poetry, and thank you to everyone who came to the festival and had fun with us. We really appreciate your support, and we hope to see you again next year.
Gamba Kazanja, they call me Bouncy. Tili kuno ku Zomba City Festival. It's a very beautiful environment. Makala momo no Zomba, ndinafana Zomba. I had to come through the festival in I definitely love the environment here. I feel like it's a very big improvement from last year. I like the setup, I like the set of artists. I like awurubetsa maluso siana siana tikapidoku tuona maluso awa tikapidoku tuona maluso awa. I like the selection of artists and I like the setups. My stage at bows, sound ya bow. It's a
nice opportunity to get people together, to see more about, or to get to know more about the Malawian culture. Yeah, great opportunity just to get around, go outside. Really well. We've met so many people and we've been able to chat to a lot of these different artists and people singing or dancing or doing poetry and learn a bit about Zomba as well. So yeah, it's been great. For me, everyone here is so welcoming, so you can attract people and I love the kind of green environment, so we're surrounded by trees and the plateau as well. Yeah, it's a nice city, it's just in between like mountains, so that's really nice. People are really outgoing and yeah, easy to get to know people.
Yeah, that's how it was. The Zomba City Festival taking place in Zomba in 8 stages, a number of performances, and some of the artists, some of the musicians that performed included Ketura as well as Ntondwa. But this was basically the 3rd edition of the festival. So looking forward to another edition of the festival in 2024. Otherwise, this is Infotainment, as I said, and we are here to tell you the very best of different artistic forms. Now, moving out of there, we go on to music, and music is such a powerful tool, or rather I should say art is a powerful tool which can be used in healing as well. For a long time we've talked about art as a tool for entertainment, but this is also a vehicle or a tool that can be used for healing. So some artists, basically others from Zimbabwe as well as Malawi, have been working together in a program known as Caravan of Hope, and basically they're looking at using art for healing. And one of the artists who is part of the whole project is Erik Paliani, a very well-known musician who has starred with a number of artists such as Hugh Masekela. He's part of the project, and we caught up with him just to share more details about the whole project and why he has that feeling that he should be part of this project. And we also spoke to Nguni, who is also part of this project. Let's hear from the two.
Music in general, which is the branch I represent, we meditate when we pray. We want meditation of music, or meditation of music also pray, or you pray when you're happy. You play music when you're happy. You indulge into music when you want to be when you want to discuss things So I think for me, art and music in general, I've seen it bring healing. I've seen it bring laughter, especially traveling with a Caravan of Hope and visiting places where the hurricane damaged, and being with the people, bringing prayer music to them, but also sitting with them and entertaining them to give them a bit of laughter, even if it's hard times. And you could see how people are really happy to indulge or engage music and as a healing model.
So the Caravan of Hope basically is a movement of young people, creative and what young people will call climate justice champions, where we are moving around. We know that, especially already with what happened in Malawi, we know that we are now living in a changing climate where we are always, every year, we've got one disaster after another. So the Caravan of Hope brings artists, brings young people, brings media people to move around, especially around Southern Africa, to talk about climate change, creating awareness around climate change, but also to listen to the stories of communities that are being affected. So with the Caravan of Hope, we go, we listen, and we amplify their voices. At the same time, we bring what we are calling art for healing, art for hope. So that has been the movement which we are doing. Why? Why is because of what's happening now. I'm from a background of climate change, so I'm a climate justice champion as well. So worked in the climate sector. And as I was working there, I said, look, it's not only the technical help which we can bring to communities, but also we need to accompany communities in understanding what's happening to their community. But not only just in accompany, but also in demanding climate justice. I know right now we're talking about issues of loss and damages. How do we demand that? But at the same time, how do we tell the stories of communities that are being affected? And with the Caravan of Hope, we tell these stories through art, through culture, through media. So that is Caravan of Hope.
Yeah, that's Erik Paliani there, and you also heard from Nguni, who shared more information on the Caravan of Hope, and it is all to do with using art for healing. Art is not only for entertainment, but it can also be used for healing, especially this time as the country is still nursing the wounds of Cyclone Fred. Remember, you're watching Infotainment, a basket for arts and entertainment, and my name is Sam Banda Jr. Now, moving on, we're still now sticking on to music, and particularly gospel music. And last Saturday, Frank Chimpanzee performed at Golden Peacock in Banda, and basically this was his return after being out of the limelight for a long time, and he launched his album titled Something New during a concert dubbed Restored. So it was not a one-man show. He also had other artists supporting him, and they included Waku as well as Faith Musa. And our very own Young Hoseunda was there, and he even spoke to some of the artists, including the main man himself, Frank Chimpanzee. Let's see what happened.
The Lord is good all the time.
Today is his night. Frank Chimpanzee is performing here at Golden Peak Hotel in the city of Banda, and the place is surely filled to the brim. How do you feel about people coming through to patronize your event?
I feel blessed because, I didn't expect this. It just tells me that God is in front of us.
We were having a conversation prior to this, and we were talking about a situation where you had to go on stage. You were all sweaty with your first set. How does it feel getting in front of all these individuals and surely ministering the word, because that's basically what you do through music?
You know, I was nervous, eh?
You were?
Yeah.
How?
I was so nervous because, remember, I haven't done this in a long time. Yeah, and also I think it's a good welcome back home for me.
Waku, one of the persons performing tonight, also at the space. Such a very beautiful set, a very beautiful performance, and your voice is so golden, so magical. How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me grateful to God. Sorry, I don't have to hold the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm grateful to God because at the end of the day, I know that it's from Him. It's a gift from Him. So it makes me feel grateful.
Mother from another mother also performing tonight at the Frank Chimpanzee's live DVD recording. Faith Musa, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good. How are you, man?
I've been doing all right also. I think this has been a very busy weekend for you because you were also in Zomba, right?
Yes.
How did that go down?
Amazing. But I was there to watch.
Oh, you were there?
Festival, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just watching. I was not performing this year, and it was amazing.
I saw on someone's status that you were also performing at the space.
Oh, maybe it was a clone of me.
But Faith, it's always beautiful to see you get on stage and perform. What does it mean when a person like you comes through to support a brother like Frank?
It means a lot to me, honestly, to come and support Frank. Frank supported my very first show, my first launch, when I released my first album. He flew all the way from ASA. I didn't pay him anything.
Yeah, that's Frank Chimpanzee there during the launch of his album titled Something New, which ran under the banner Restored. It was a restored concert, and Yango Seunda spoke to Frank Chimpanzee, Faith Musa, as well as Waku. They were part of the cast for the show. Now moving on, Kwa Haraba Art Gallery in Blantyre last weekend also played host to Mangolongondo Night, which brought together a number of artists, and they included Chigo Nyasulu, the main man himself, John Fire, as well as veteran musician Boniface Ndamela of Lucky Stars Band, known for the song Chinafuna Mbali. It was a very good night and people enjoyed the outing of Mangolongondo Night. We are there as Infotainment and we have the highlights. Let's see what happened.
Africa sponsor. I don't have any sponsor to sponsor me. Kuti ndirondole kuti ndiri pati. Ndifaya zinthu zakanga ndizikundifutirapo pang'ono. Bwera idamzaina bwino kwambiri, inokonda kwambiri. Ndifanira kuti anthu amene anabwera kunoku akondwanso kwambiri. Bwino ndinakuonera Mangolongondo aliradi ndipo anthu asangalala nawo, anthu avina, anthu ndithu apita anthu kusangalala, anthu achimwemwe ndithu. Mangolongondo Night ndionera kuti mmene kumvekera Mangolongondo ndimaonera kuti tinyimbo tozuna ndimawa ochokera kwathu kulowa Shire. Ndiye Mangolongondo amene wawa kufuna tabwerese nyimbo za Chimalawi kwa anthu amwaikulu komanso anthu akunja aziwe kutonera kuti mwayi muno kuli chikhalidwe chabwino nonse nyimbo zokoma kwambiri komanso kukumbukire kuti kagawo kena ka drama imene imachokera kumathandizira mbali ya zaukhondo kulimbana ndi nthenda imene yakulira se kuwasangalatsa kweza chikhalidwe chathu kudzera mu nyimbo kuonetsa kukoma kwa nyimbo zathu komanso kuthandiziraso dziko lathu kusiyana ndi matenda amene. So inside the song, I'm mentioning different dances from the southern region of Malawi. Yeah? So even in class we do theory and then we do practice, isn't it? So let's do belly. Tension, are you there? Here.
Yeah, that's John Fire. They are performing with Tenson Bakari. He is a member of Dikamaoko Arts, spicing up John Fire's performance. Now, Blantyre seems there were so many shows because on Thursday, veteran musician Patrick Simakweli starred at the Sounds of Malaria Acoustic session at the Jacaranda Cultural Center in Blantyre, where he also launched his book. Of course, it was a pre-launch because not many people came, so those who came, the few, basically did suggest that Patrick Simakweli is a big name, so he needs to launch this book in a proper way. But this was a pre-launch of a book where he looks at the journey that the country's music has moved up to where it is today. And one of the people who assisted in the compilation of this book is Professor Charles Chantunya. We were there when the event was taking place at Jacaranda Cultural Center and we captured the moments. Let's see what happened.
You know, this song is talking about, you know, there are some women when they are cooking their food, you know, instead of when they are cooking, you know, like relish, instead of taking a spoon, you know, and testing if their salt is good, you know, they use their hands without washing their hands. When they cook, they just take, you know, and, you know, taste, you know. We call it uve, you know, in Chicheo, in Yao language, my mother language is Yao. You know, we call it usakwa, we say usakwa, uve. I don't know in English, uve even say what, someone may even explain. So usakwa, this is a type of song, you know. It was recorded at Studio K, that was 1998, by late Patrick Kosa. Usakwa.
history, past and present. It's quite a nice title. Now, how did I meet Mr. Simakweli? I wanted someone to teach me how to play guitar. Because when I was a small boy in the village, I used to play a banjo. We have been friends, he visits me, and then he told me about this book. He said he had written this book. He had done his research about Malawian music. He told me he had written it some years back.
And Chechamba, Lex Chechamba, these old musicians, they are the ones who are giving me informations. And remember, 1989, who the brother of Black Paseri at French Culture Center, he came there, he was alive in those days, also gave me some information.
Yeah, that's Goroso there performing, spicing up the launch of a book by Patrick Simakweli. Otherwise, we wish him all the best. And the book actually is on Amazon for those who would want to buy. And according to Professor Charles Chantunya said, they are working on having the book on paperback, especially for those who would love the paperback. On that note, we've come to the very end of Infotainment, a basket for arts and entertainment. Just a few details before I go. Ketura will be launching her album. It's a self-titled album titled Ketura. She'll be launching it on May 27 at Amaredes Hotel in Banda. She recorded the album in the United States of America. And Q Malewezi is out with his poetry album titled Son of a Preacher's Son. Kendo Kamwendo, he's a well-known musician, but now he seems to be taking much interest into film because he had a film titled Where My Heart Belongs, and now he's out with a new movie titled School Days. Atem Grand Finale taking place as well, attracting 18 schools performing in the final. And again, we are talking about Art in the Park taking place at Four Seasons in Lilongwe. My name is Sam Banda Jr. Keep it times as well as Infotainment. Ciao.